Herobrine is every Minecraft player's worst nightmare and somebody who you don't want to come across. For any of you who don't know who Herobrine is, well, Herobrine is a Minecraft creepypasta that has existed for quite a while now. This is the first sighting of Herobrine, and today I'm going to make this picture out of Lego. So how about I stop yapping and get to building. So first things first, I'm going to have to try and map out the correct dimensions for my Lego Minecraft build, which is a fairly difficult task because all of the dirt blocks blend in with one another, which makes it hard for me to count the length and width as well as how many dirt blocks there actually are. So in total the width is about 17 to 20 blocks and the length is over 14 blocks. But there might be some adjustments once I actually start building. So for now, I will be building on 4 regular green 32 by 32 base plates, and if I will ever need any more space, I will be able to simply expand it by placing down some more base plates. So now I'm going to talk about the blocks that I'm going to need for this build. So the actual blocks that I'm going to need for this build are really simple designs. The only problem is that I'm going to have to make a lot of them. So for the dirt blocks, I'm going to use regular brown bricks and plates, and I'm also going to use the same design for the oak logs. Now for the leaves, I'm going to use regular green plates as well as bright green flower pieces to add texture to the leaves. Now for the grass, I'm going to use regular green, but when comparing this shade of green to a picture, you can see that it doesn't really match and that bright green will be a lot more accurate of a color for the grass. Now unfortunately, at least for this time, I'm going to still use regular green for the grass because I have a really small collection of tiles and bricks when it comes to bright green, and even then my collection of regular green tiles isn't any larger also, but I'll talk about that later. And now I'm going to talk about how I have made Herobrine out of Lego. So Herobrine's design is actually really simple. It is just a regular Steve but with white glowing eyes. So the way that I've made Herobrine is by simply grabbing a regular Minecraft Steve and then I added on white eyes. The way that I made the eyes is by cutting out some small rectangles out of white paper and then sticking them on with clear tape to Steve's regular eyes. Now when looking at the face closely, it looks really messy and there are definitely better ways that you can make Herobrine. For example, you can simply paint the eyes or use double-sided tape, but when looking at my Herobrine from far away, it does look pretty good. And thankfully, Herobrine will be at the very back of this mock. So this is the Turtle Beach House, and this set is honestly really cool, but this set has something that I'm going to need a lot of. Green tiles. So this set in total has 13 2x4 green tiles as well as 2 2x2 and 2 1x3 green tiles. And these tiles are going to be super useful. It obviously still isn't enough, but it is definitely a great start. And I do also have another trick up my sleeve, which we'll talk about later. Another great thing about the set is that it is mostly made out of green pieces. So if I'll start to run out of green pieces, I will be able to take them from this set. And I do also have 15 2x2 green jumper plates. At first I thought that I had more, but I was sadly mistaken. I was thinking of not using these jumper plates since we do have a stud sticking out, and I did want to make this mock as smooth and as accurate as possible. But considering the dire situation that I'm in, I'll most likely use all of them. So how about I actually start building the mock? Alright, so I wanted to give a quick little update. So a lot of you might be wondering what are these bricks that are laying on their side, and this is actually the trick that I had up my sleeve. So there's this technique where you build on the side or you lay Lego pieces on their side, and so what I pretty much did was I just made a wall out of green bricks and laid it on its side, and now it is completely smooth. And so by using this technique I will be able to save up on all of my green tiles to use them for the trees as well as the mountain at the back, and hopefully this way I will be able to make most of a mock completely completely smooth. And so far I've made this front area, and so I'm going to use this technique for this first layer of grass, which I've already done, as well as the second layer of flat grass. Now unfortunately these bricks do slightly stick up further than they're supposed to, so the brick should be at the same level as this white plate, but as you can see it is slightly higher, which isn't too big of a deal, but I did want to point that out. But the second layer of grass will be completely flat, and even with the tiles, as you can see. So after making a first layer of grass, which I haven't even finished yet, I did start to notice that I was running out of green bricks really fast, and so I will have to destroy the turtle for its parts. So there we go. So from the turtle beach house I got 5 1x2 bricks, 11 2x2 bricks, as well as 10 2x4 bricks, and so I got quite a decent amount of bricks, and hopefully this will be enough. And now what I'm going to do is finish off the first layer of grass, as well as potentially start the second layer, so let's go. Yeah, I messed up. So a lot of you will be surprised to know that this is the final design for the mock. I know, right? So yeah, pretty much what happened is that I started to run out of pieces heavily. Both brown and green bricks as well as tiles, and I think that you can see that pretty clearly. The mock did not turn out how I thought it was going to turn out, because I hope that you all believe me when I tell you this, but I actually thought that I was going to have enough pieces to potentially build the whole picture, or at least this smaller version of it. But no, I had to crop a picture to be even smaller so that I would be able to build it. Now when comparing both of these pictures, the mock doesn't actually look half bad due to different camera and angle tricks, but the mock itself definitely didn't turn out as beautiful as it was supposed to turn out. So even though I was heavily running out of pieces, I still wanted to accurately capture all of the different elements of a picture, like the mountain, and hopefully you can notice that I tried my best to make it as accurate as possible. For example, here's this section of regular dirt in this place, and once again by using different camera angles I was able to save up on pieces to make the mountain as big as possible. So when looking for the side, you can see that there are a lot of bright colors, and some of the grass blocks aren't even complete blocks. Not only that, but I also used some printed green tiles, as well as I used a bunch of bright green jumper plates. At the very back of a mountain I used dark brown and dark orange pieces, since at the very back of a mountain it is fairly dark. I did also use light bluish gray in this section, since once again the picture is fairly blurry at the back, as well as there is a lot of fog, which makes the grass blocks have a whitish hue, and so I did also want to try and capture that, as well as simply save up on some pieces. I did also use some textured brown pieces that have this log texture, since once again I was really running out of pieces at this point of a mock. For any of you wondering what are these light bluish gray bricks, well, I tried to make the stone blocks that are in this corner, and so that looks fairly decent. So that is pretty much all when it comes to a massive mountain, which is the main build for this mock. So now let's talk about the trees. So for the trees, I had first thought of using Cheesy Studios design for Minecraft trees by using these bricks with studs on the side, but once again I decided to go the simpler route and just stack bricks and plates on top of one another. And this tree looks really messy. It has an assortment of a lot of colors, but I actually do quite like how it looks in the blurry picture, because I think that the colors blend in well. And then for the closest tree, I used these light green transparent windows that I once again got from the Turtle Beach house, and Minecraft leaves are actually fairly see-through, and so I think that these transparent windows do capture that look, but I still like the first tree better. And as if those trees weren't already simple enough, well, the last two trees at the very back of a mock are the definition of simple. For those trees, I only used some green plates to capture the shape, then I added on different green color studs, plates, as well as tiles to give them more color and texture. And even though all of these trees are super simple, once again, due to the fact that most of the picture is very blurry, they don't look too horrible. So, was this mock a success? Yes and no. It wasn't a success because, let's be honest, the actual mock looks bad and it looks really unfinished. Plus, I didn't manage to make the whole picture or even the smaller version of a picture that I showed at the start, because I had to crop a picture to be even smaller. But I was able to make at least 65% of a picture, and when comparing my Lego version to the actual picture, I think that it didn't turn out too bad, and it maybe even looks fairly accurate. So that being said, I am sorry that the mock didn't turn out the way that I think a lot of you were expecting it to turn out, though I am happy that I was still somewhat able to recreate the picture, and potentially maybe like 2, 3, maybe even 4 years, this would be a fun concept to come back to potentially try and recreate the whole picture, and hopefully by that time I will have enough pieces. So thank you for watching, Brooks them out, goodbye.